With obsessive compulsive disorder, there is a significant amount of comorbidity with probably number one, depression. And a lot of clinicians and a lot of patients think that they're depressed separate and uniquely different from having anxiety disorder of OCD. I most often don't find that to be the case. There is a tremendous amount of comorbid depression, but the depression is very secondary to having OCD in the first place. A person with obsessive compulsive disorder who is not in effective treatment is going to find that the more that they try to use their reason and intelligence to escape the condition, the deeper into the condition they go. And so there's a tremendous amount of learned helplessness. These are people who are often very intelligent, very logical, and used to using their intelligence and logic as a means of thriving in their life. And now they're using their intelligence and logic trying to find peace from the condition, and all they're finding is that they're getting worse and sinking deeper into the clutches and the confinement of the anxiety disorder of OCD. So if you were able to remove OCD from their lives, their depression would basically evaporate and vanish because they're no longer helplessly engaged in a fruitless, endless effort at seeking relief. Something that also is very common with OCD is what I would call the illusion of low self-esteem. A lot of these challenges with OCD involve the belief that a person's character has gotten involved in the condition as well. So if I have violent thoughts, doesn't that speak about me being a bad person? If I have sexual thoughts about a child, doesn't that speak about me as being a bad person? So this idea of low self-esteem, or what I call character indictment, is a very, very common comorbid aspect of the condition. Very common to sufferers of OCD, tragically, is social withdrawal, which can also go along with depression or may contribute to depression. But persons with OCD are having thoughts that are very unusual and considered often very bizarre and irrational. And they're aware that if they tell someone in the general population, a civilian as it were, about their thoughts, that they would be seen in a very, very bizarre light. And so because of this isolation, there's often the idea of living in hell completely alone because there's no one who can really get what's happening in their lives. And so social isolation and withdrawal is a tragic and common aspect of OCD. Common to persons who suffer from OCD, they experience a tremendous amount of anxious symptomology. Physiologically, that often involves sweaty palms, rapid heartbeat, racing thoughts, dizziness, weakness in the limbs. There's also common cognitive aspects of anxiety, like having a panic, depersonalization, where a person feels very much like they're out of their own body. They're not experiencing a familiarity with their sense of who they are or how they typically feel. And so that's why I strongly believe that OCD is an anxiety disorder, because all of these symptoms are classic to every one of the other currently and still identified anxiety disorders.